Today I'm going to do a little talk about a recent game that I was at, Apocalypse 7. It's Skirmish Paintball USA. That's in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. Our team was at 6 and we were at 7. And we actually switched sides this time. We were actually in the spot where the 10 was last year. Just start out with the picture that's on the screen and we're going to go from there. They're flying a helicopter all day. Um, I guess it's pretty cool. I don't know how that works and everything like that, but it made radio communication a bit difficult. When you're off in the woods, you were fine, but when you were in like the open areas, like where the containers were and the hill rounded like pipes and stuff, the helicopter was constantly circling us, and it was real hard to hear with the radio. This is one of our friends. He's the squad leader of the Wolfpack. My buddy happened to get a picture of him, and when he saw that we were taking a picture, he had a good time with it. This is my squad CO, and I think his name is Paul. I can't remember, but this is the main guy from Otherworld Mill Sim that was out on the field with us. It was a good day. My squad CO, he had a blast, he said. The briefing. This was the original briefing in the morning when we started out. Now, one thing to note here, this was like, it was supposed to have been like 40, in the upper 40s, but the wind was blowing, so the wind chill had it about like in the 30s. The sun would come out, go behind the clouds, get cloudy, it would get cold with that wind blowing, man, it was cutting right through you. I wore quite a few layers, but I was froze. We had hand warmers, and we were doing stuff all day. If you're running around, you weren't bad. Adrenaline was up and everything like that, but it was cold for like the first 4 or 5 hours. And the game was in two sections from like 6 hours, then 6 hours. It was 12-hour mill sim, so it was 12 to 6, and then from 6:30 to 12:30. So I didn't do the night game, but like props to the guys that wanted to do the night game, because it would have been the temperature dropped drastically. Here's my squad CO on the left, and the Wolfpack squad CO on the right. My squad leader, when we're in the staging area back there, or the control point, the command point, he would have the phone out and was taking pictures all over the place. So this is me. He was playing with his phone. I walked by and I asked him, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Here, taking a picture." And he took a picture of us. So as you can see, I had a scarf on, I had everything on. I had my jacket on. I had like 4 or 5 layers on. I was still cold. This is us back at staging. We come back for lunch. And the only problem with this picture is it's missing a guy on the right-hand side. This is us going home. I was froze. The XO Draco's name is, broke his guns, and the guy in the back, he was out as a light. He was done. It was a cold day. They were running around. They were a sniper squad, so they went out early. They had to sit still in a lot of places, and it was a little brisk, so ran out of snot, I guess. Another picture of the staging area. These are mixed up a little bit, but it just shows you like some of the group. There were supposedly 365 people. A lot of people were in their cars. They didn't come out to the safety briefing, or they went to the briefing the night before. So it doesn't look like 365 people were right there. But that's what they said were on the field. Now, this is one of the guys on my team, and the two of them are there. The one is hiding below the brush, or the pallet on the left there, and the other guy's shooting around a tree. I can't remember the call signs because I can't really see quickly if it's. I think that was Grinder on one side, and that's. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, Again, this one is a picture of my squad CO and one of the snipers that was going out. This was Rebel, a guy that was asleep. Chip taking pictures when he got there of the cars where we were parked. They wouldn't let us park in the parking lot, although everybody did anyway eventually. So we were supposed to park alongside the road. So I just started pulling in there, and all of a sudden everybody started pulling next to me. I guess everybody was afraid to park in certain areas. I just pulled in with my van, and everybody just started parking down next to us. Here we're getting meted. That is Tractor right there in the front. He was our medic for the day, and we were having a good time. You know, we held a lot of different areas, and you know, he was fantastic as a medic. Group shot back at the control point when we come back there. There you can see me. Matter of fact, I don't know where I'm at. I'm at here somewhere. There's Grinder sitting talking to people on a chair he found out in the woods. Now, I think there's another shot of him. Yeah, another shot they did. I think he's getting a drink. But there was a chair that we just found out in the woods, and he sat down. He's same age as I am. I'm 64. He's 64. So he wanted a chair. Now, here we are back at staging with the 10 of us that were out and about. Like I said, I picked the one spot right next to the pond, which nobody could park on the one side of me, and everybody else was parking on the other side. We set up a couple of tables. We had tents, but the wind was just gusting so much and knocking things over. Tent would have never stayed up. So we decided on not putting the tents up. But that's our group for the day. Now these I captured from Alice Riviera Airsoft. Basically our team. Now, I'm not paying for them, so in technicality, you know, I'm leaving the watermark on there, so I'll give a link to her website down in the description. But that's our group starting off, and I've got a story about this that I'll tell a little bit later. Again, another picture of Chip shooting. Close up of the guys coming out of the woods. There was snow in the woods. Wasn't snow out on the main open area, but there was snow out in the woods. That's Garmin coming there. He did not have a helmet. He said his head's too big for a helmet, so all he wears is like a baklava wrapped around his head. And he's bald too, so like he looks like me when he's got the baklava on. There's Grinder shooting. Really good shot of Grinder. Allison got a good shot there. There's Grinder and somebody else walking through. And Grinder again. And the ironic thing about it is I'm forward about 20 feet in front of him. There was Zilla and a couple of shots of Zilla moving on the mounds back and forth. He was leading the charge quite a bit on the mound. Then we had another guy walked up and was doing some good shooting. Chip with some people, still doing there on the. And then they got to the containers, and Chip was doing some major attacking. He wasn't getting on the radio because he doesn't have the best antenna. The guys with the best antenna, I could hear all the way back to where we were. So he needs to get a new antenna. But Chip and the guys were doing a lot of work. Here they are holding and moving forward on the different containers. They were going to throw a smoke and a grenade eventually. I don't know how it worked out for them, but supposedly they had a good time doing it. I wasn't with the guys when they were doing this at this particular time, because that's another story. A lot of shots of them right by the containers here and close-ups of Chip. And Chip still shooting. So she must have had a good time because he looked good shooting. There's Tractor and Chip shooting. And another one of the group by the same container. These are not duplicates either. Now, this was an interesting thing. This is the sniper team. And I said, you guys look like you posed for this. Now, Draco was shooting with the sniper rifle. Rebel down below had the M4. He was like the spotter. Then he's pointing, and he got the gun up, and I'm thinking, that was staged for the camera because they saw her shooting. because it's the same thing. Now he's looking on one side. I actually busted on him about this. I said, yeah, you guys were, like posing for the camera. We got back around 3 o'clock. We wanted to have something to eat really quick. So Gucci, he said he didn't bring anything to eat. He brought the fixings for to eat. He brought lunch meat, cheese, mustard, everything. He had it all spread out in a bag, and he's just putting a sandwich together to eat it. It was pretty cool. This is another shot of us, like, just sitting back in getting matted by a tractor in the area. We might have wrapped around to the beginning again. I'm not quite sure. This I wanted to show, just as for me. This was a cap that I found with a straw that you could put in the canteen. Now I could put it in my 2-quart, my 1-quart, like it is that I took, and it was great because normally I would take the canteen out, take a drink, put the cap back on, put it back on my belt. This way I could run up through my gear, and if I had to, I could always fill the canteen with because I had another bottle of water in a water bottle holder on the side of my. So basically, I had a quart, about 2 quarts of water with me. The next thing, I picked this up for our team. As you can see, I got 3 radios and 2 more batteries. So I had plenty of batteries and stuff that I took with us. I even brought the charger. We brought an inverter and 40-volt batteries that we could charge stuff up during the day. It worked out that everybody was on the ball, and they had charged all their batteries and had extra batteries for the radios and stuff like that. So it was a good day. And we're back to the helicopter picture. So what I want to talk about, and I'm going to let this go to a picture that you guys can see. Let's get to the picture of our group. Okay. I think I'm taking the picture. That's why I'm not in the group. We had a fantastic first part of the day. Now, I hurt my shoulder and my right knee 2.5 hours into the 6-hour game. I wasn't going to go to the night game, but 2.5 hours in, right after this shot, I hurt my knee and my shoulder. I was done. First part of the day, they gave us, we went with 3 squads out around to take the town. Well, 1 squad went to the left, 1 squad went to the right, and we went right down the middle. Well, I'm shooting with the 30 caliber, taking guys out in the town on the 2nd floor, a couple of guys on the outside. All of a sudden, we hear, oh, guys coming in from the right-hand side from our 3 o'clock. And I'm like, what happened to the squad that was there? Yep, they're dead. So now I'm firing with my 30 caliber to the 3 o'clock and the 12 o'clock position. Pretty soon, we're pulling fire from the 9 o'clock position, and I'm like, what happened to the squad that was over there? They're dead. Okay, so we're surrounded on 3 sides. So I'm firing here, and firing here, and firing here. I get hit. They pull me back. I get meted. I'm firing here, and firing here, firing here. I'm firing all 3 positions. I get hit again. They pull me back, put another med on me. I'm firing 3, 3, 3. All of a sudden, they're yelling. They're behind us. So now we are 360 covered. So I'm firing in all different directions. I get hit again, and I said, I am not going to use somebody else's med. And I looked, and like all the squad except 1 guy was left. And he fired until he got taken out, and we went back. And I said, that was a hell of a fight. You know, I took a lot of people out, but we got surrounded 360. So our team leader for the day sent us down again. This time with like 4 squads. And we got into a hell of a firefight. And we got wiped out because we were pushing. Got wiped out. About the same thing. You know, we were taking a lot of, and all these guys are done. I'm like, okay. And that's when I hurt my leg. So we're walking back. I'm in pain. And my shoulder is killing me too, where I fell. So we get back to the control point or command point, and there's like 80 guys there, and I'm like, come back in and let's go, you know. And I'm not coming out, but I said go. So I actually started walking back to my car. It took me quite a while to walk back because I was limping pretty good. But I heard that the guys had moved into the containers and into the holes, into the pipes, and they were having a really good time. A lot of fighting, and I was listening to them on the radio. It was a very poor showing for me, but our guys had a fantastic time. Now, about 5 hours or 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours into the day, Draco comes back with Rebel. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He broke his shotgun. And his sniper rifle was so ineffective with the wind, it was just taking its stuff out of the way. And Rebel said he was froze and he needed a break. So I'm sitting in the car. I had just taken a couple of leave before when I got back, so I'm starting to feel better. I'm in the car, the sun's shining on the car, it's nice and warm. They get in the car, and the picture that you see of Rebel sleeping was like when we were in the car. I guess the guys played for quite a while after that. It was on the 6-hour mark, and then all of a sudden everybody's coming back. And, you know, I said, hey, you guys want to keep a table? You know, I brought 2 tables, so you keep 1 table for you guys, so you had 2 tables to go up for the night game. And the one guy on my team, Zilla, he had run out of air completely. He had like 3,000 bottles, and they were gone. And I had a brand new 4,500 filled right up that I had brought. So I lent him that, and I gave him the hand warmers. They had the table, so they were getting all set up for the night game. Supposedly they had a really good time, although my squad CO, the guy on the left-hand side there, he fell and hurt his left wrist. That was the only injury besides myself for the day that I heard about. Now, there was some guys saying that they got some welts on their neck and stuff like that, but I don't count BB marks. I had a big BB mark in the middle of my chest and down on my stomach, so I don't really count stuff like that. But my shoulder and my right leg, yeah, that was a bad day for me. Overall, I would say it was an excellent experience. I had a lot of fun. I had a poor showing, and what I'm going to do probably from now on is probably to stay to warmer days for outside, and I am going to do a lot more camera work, take pictures and stuff like that of the squad. So we have pictures like this and of the action, stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video here. Just a quick recap of Apocalypse 7 Skirmish Paintball in Albrightsville, PA. And hopefully we'll get to see you guys out on the field with us again. Thanks for watching.
There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Let's see the gun. My, that's a big one.